Hello everyone, and welcome to our Let's Play of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney versus the Switchblade of Doom.
The broken Switchblade of Doom and Batman.
Anyways, you may begin, Mr. Gaunt.
This knife is special, but I can't say how. Here. Why? Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Godman. Godman, whatever.
This is Godman!
He might as well be Godman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department. See? What a mess. That guy was like one detective, and then when it does, they fuck!
Yeah, I know.
The time of the crime, 5:15, scary coincidence, eh?
In fact, considering he was an officer, you'd think they'd investigate harder, because they'd be like, oh, gotta catch this motherfucker.
Maybe they really didn't like the magician.
Maybe not.
It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it.
Then why'd you bring the knife?
Because everyone in this universe is a troll.
There was a murder at the police department, detective?
That's a hush information, G. We can't exactly announce it yet. Objection! Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Gottman was killed at the prosecutor's office. It wasn't for those mental kids.
If it wasn't for those meddling Detective Gaunces.
Yes.
Order!
Anyway, we at the department here are all flustered, as you might assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation, don't tell anyone, okay? I like this guy. He got good sense of humor.
I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Wright, 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places.
The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course.
I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. This is my Phoenix Wright.
I assume the judge would be like, no, he's a fucking police guy, but no, he's like, okay.
Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand.
Why are you banging on with shoot, and why do you look so creepy? It's part of the case, bro.
Can I have your tie?
Do you want a giant cross tie?
Not really, but I assume that I can throw it like in Castlevania.
Yes.
Yes. Hold it! Excuse me, special?
Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else.
Might that special thing be this little tag?
Oh, sorry, Waito, but I can't say that right now. Not that. We have established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now why is there another knife at the scene of the crime?
That's quite a mystery.
We're having a knife party. And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler.
Hold it! Let me try that again. This knife was found in the scene of the crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you?
See, there's a lot of things that go on at the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Waito.
The things that go on at the department. You can't explain that.
Maybe there's something about the knife that would give us a clue. Oh, like the tag. Let's examine that knife while we can, Waito.
Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that had me stumped all this time.
So, how were things down at the apartment?
So should I keep pressing or should I...
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold it! Yeah, that's always a good idea. Something didn't happen at the police department too, did it?
You already know it!
I know, seriously. I always
It's
wonder
just
why
time
they do
travel.
that. Yeah, it's like time travel with the cross-examination.
You got a good look in your eyes there, Vital, my boy. Sharp. Hungry.
Oh, I'm so hungry, bro.
Chief, did something happen? And why haven't we heard? Why haven't you heard? Or why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You were busy with that Lana's case and all.
Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day?
A giant orgy. That's how he died.
Yep, that explains everything. Hold it! On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department?
That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Archie?
I'm at loss for words.
And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested them, in fact.
Just arrested? That was quick.
Was gumshoe. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, right?
I suppose I could help, if you help me by giving me data on your case.
Good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I tell you one thing, and one thing only.
Thanks. What do you want to ask him?
But we already know when the victim died. And we already know where the kill was committed, so I would say how the victim was killed.
Yeah. Well, how was the detective killed?
How was he killed? Now that's an interesting part. It was what we in the force call a stabbing. With a knife. Not with a broom, but with a knife.
Knife?
Oh my god, knives! They exist? I said they were a mystery. That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit. We are cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that wasn't exactly the same.
What do you mean?
There were more similarities between the two cases than that cause of death.
It seems like I'm going to have to press this a bit harder.
Actually, go one back and press.
Okay. Hold it!
And then keep pressing. I mean, keep clicking till you get to that decision again.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Like how he just goes by.
I
He's just
know.
like, hey, let's do this again.
Yeah.
Where the victim was found.
So tell me, where was the victim found?
Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found. But I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department.
The evidence room?
You would know about the evidence room, would you, Vito? When you got tasered in it.
I can't say I've heard of it. I'm pretty sure we have heard of it.
I'm
We
pretty
only
sure you
got
got tasered or something.
we got tasered in it, bro. I guess I should ask again once I learn a bit more about this evidence room. But
Yeah, even if that hadn't happened, like, you are a defense attorney who doesn't know about the police's efforts.
I had amnesia today.
Unless it might be that this is like a bigger police department than the other one, but whatever. Like, it might be that there's two, like the other one was a minor one, because I had the blue badges thing.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I think that's actually supposed to be the case.
But even then, they would have an evidence room.
Yeah, it's obviously they're gonna have an evidence room.
There's something strange about this. There's something stranger about this than the place where the body was found. Okay, but that other info is useless, okay.
Okay, so should I not go back and press for the last one, or should I?
It's pointless, we already know what it is.
Okay. Hold it! 5:15, but that's when Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office. What?
Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the same time. What are the chances? Man, you're so orange.
Yeah, he is. Coincidence.
This is just my gut feeling, but I say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening.
I wonder how accurate that data is.
Really inaccurate for me, because I mean that would assume. But I guess it's.
It's actually.
I mean, the question is it It's based on how specific you go, because I mean, just technically there are people dying like every minute. So
right.
If you had been like, well, look at this, there's someone who died in like Africa and then someone who died in North America at the same time.
Yeah.
Look at how awesome that is.
Yeah, but I think she's talking like how, like how the similarities and stuff, and I'd say there's a pretty low chance there's, two officers getting stabbed with knives.
In that case, I would say it's lower. Like it would be way lower, because and there's an officer dies like every day. Like how often would you have this happen? Point out.
Exactly. And actually, what's more of bothering me,
smiley face thingy that looks really sad.
Well, no, that's a thing. But what's more of bothering me is actually the location. I mean, how often does a police how often does a police officer get stabbed in a police department? I mean, obviously this was something that was really planned out. No one just says, "Hey, I'm gonna go into an evidence room in a police department and stab a guy," because that's smart.
That they stabbed a guy in the evidence room and got away with something. Like, the police is so bad.
Yeah, I know. Seriously,
like us getting tasered.
I know, us getting tasered in the police thing. You'd think that they'd automatically be like, well, there's this guy, yeah. There was only two people in there. Clearly, Phoenix Wright didn't tase himself. He didn't have a taser on him.
I think the smiley face did it.
Yeah. Anyways.
Am I supposed to be... No, I read this one.
Oh, yeah. So, onwards. Chief Gott, please tell us more about the incident.
It's not... Wait, no, forget about it.
Hold it! How can you say there's no connection?
How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything, please. Righto? You understand?
Try to understand, righto.
Well, if you can prove there's a connection, more power to you. Maybe there's something that ties the two murders together.
Whatever is it, I'd better find it and get to the bottom of this. Two detectives were killed at 5:15. One at the prosecutor's office and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence.
It was a badger.
I bet it was.
And that knife. What was it doing there?
I better check this knife out. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to save and then let's look at stuff. Yes. Let's see. So, where to... Oh, I guess first let's... Well...
Look at the memo.
Okay. Present... Evidence... Memo. That was...
I believe that actually the victim's note is what I meant. Victim's memo found in the car trunk. Touch the check button for details.
It just shows you 675.
Okay, but it's nothing to do with that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the knife was 9 something. It says SL92. Yeah.
I don't know how that reminds me of DH6.
Well,
but...
I actually think I understand. I'm pretty sure it's it's not directly related, but I'm pretty sure it's how they tag their evidence.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, so any evidence would have had that.
Yeah.
So wait, was this evidence then?
Yeah, this knife would be evidence.
I mean, it was evidence before it was used as a weapon.
Huh. Well, that
That's
makes
why it
sense.
has the evidence tag.
Yeah, that's why that's why he was stabbed. That's how he was stabbed in the evidence room. Someone used
But
evidence.
just how this knife was in the car. This was the one in the muffler.
Right. So there's.
It got taken out of the evidence room.
Yeah.
It got into the car. But the stairs were at the same. I do.
This is
Magic?
magic.
Obviously, the guy was a wizard. I mean, just one guy was a wizard. Maybe these are like competing wizard schools. Maybe like Hogwarts has gotten in war with like another wizard school.
Maybe so. Actually reminds me of how Uineko works, which is really weird. I'll probably explain it after we figure out a thing. Well, I could start explaining real quick, but basically Uineko, they're witches and stuff, and they have these witches duels, and they tend to do it against people to prove that they're witches, or, whatever, gain magical power, stuff like that. And so what they have to do is they have to challenge someone, and they actually have to not use magic, but they have to make it look like they did use magic to kill someone, and the person has to figure out how the person how they were killed without the use of magic. So in a completely locked room, how were they stabbed?
Oh, that's the thing.
Yeah. And that's basically the entirety of what Umineko is, that's at least a big part of it.
Look at the K.
The K.
Yeah, shake it. Okay, turn it up, turn it over. Turn it so that I can look at the bottom of it.
Yeah. Examine. It's Von Karma. Yep.
Yeah, okay, but there's nothing useful.
Yeah.
I think he's in jail.
Yeah.
I guess you get to meet him at some point.
Yeah, he's kind of in jail. Anyways. The Blue Badger of Doom.
Terrifying. I don't know how that's ever gonna become evidence.
I don't know. His ID. Well, that wasn't it. I don't know. Maybe you just need to show the knife.
What knife?
The other knife. The one that I'm not looking at. I'm just looking at this one to see what it says. Oh yeah, this is where it's just like maybe he just roughs it in the wilds.
He roughs it in the wild, if you know what I mean.
Indeed.
Look at there's a knife again.
Okay.
Like, look at it. Can you see any other? Nothing?
I don't believe there's anything else besides the tag. Nope.
We have a tag.
We have a tag that states that it is indeed evidence, and I think that's That's the only thing I'm really seeing that, you know. So, let's see. Well, I saved. I guess I'll just try presenting the knife and see what happens.
I don't feel like it's gonna work, but sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah, might as well. Objection! Yeah, wasn't it? Your Honor, your statement is a thing. So clearly that wasn't it.
Then what is it? Proves a connection between this knife and Goodman.
Let's see. ID numbers, Detective Bruce Goodman, and a bunch of ID numbers. I choose, like, there's letters, because I'm stupid. Because everyone would want an ID tag that says Yabba Dab. Yeah.
What? Yabba Dab.
Okay, so. I was actually gonna check. What else was I gonna. Oh, yeah, the picture. Oh, not that picture. Detective Goodman. That's. Oh, wait, okay.
I think the other picture is it.
Yeah. Apparently, the other picture is no longer relevant. His autopsy report. Cause death, loss of blood for a chest wound assessment. Wound caused by a 12-centimeter knife. A single stab wound was found. Oh. Parking stub. I already looked at that. States when Edgeworth got there. I don't really know which piece of evidence, like, because at the end of this he mentions, like, this is where I should present the piece of evidence that doesn't make sense so far, and I'm like, wait, let's check this call. Wait, can we check the call? Examine. Man, oh yeah, and she's like, what a boring strap.
Playing Princess of Doom.
Princess of Doom. Boop. Examine. I need to push. Oh yeah. This is. Well, I guess he doesn't want to push it again. Fine.
You know, like pushing buttons, bro.
Yeah, apparently not. The word muffler was heard during the phone call made to Emma. 5:18.
I believe that's already done.
Maybe.
Blood. Who does it? Wait. Unless there's evidence to prove the connection between this knife and Goodman.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say, maybe it's the shoe. Because it has the two different bloods on it. I don't know.
Why?
I don't know. The moment is the beginning part where I'm picking at straws, because, you know, I don't know what else to pick at.
Maybe we should end the party for now.
Oh, alright. That's fine. I'll try this real quick, though. And, yeah, this evidence clearly reveals that this is not the thing. Alright. Thank you for watching, everyone, and we'll see you all next time.
Take care.